Hey everybody, welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. So, my kids have gone to bed. Spring break is officially over. They start back to school tomorrow. And we had a very interesting spring break. It was good. It was long, it was short, it wasn't long enough. Um, but yeah, so right now what we are going to do, since they are in bed and hopefully staying in bed, I'm going to show you guys how to wind a bobbin on your PFAFF hand crank shuttle type machine. Mine is a PFAFF K. I don't know what everybody else has, but that's what I have. So I figured this might be helpful for other people who might have the same type of machine that I have. And all the machines I have noticed online from all these other videos, everybody's machines are different. And on this machine, I cannot find any place that makes the needle bar not disengage. I'm not exactly sure how I can do that. There's no knobs on mine for disengaging the needle bar at all. I'll come over here so you guys can kind of see. It's kind of dark in there. I don't really see anything around here. There's really nothing. This whole part right here comes out, and that makes it so the wheel doesn't move at all, but that doesn't disengage it just disengages the entire machine basically, and so that the hand crank part doesn't move anything, so that doesn't do us any good. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to disengage the needle bar on this particular sewing machine, because this right here is just for the handle part. And yeah, there's a little button right here that you pull, and then that comes off so that you can store it. But other than that, there's nothing to disengage the needle bar. So other than taking this entire thing off right here, moving that, and then that pops out on the other side here, and then the entire, nothing moves. So then you can't even wind the bobbin. You know what I'm saying? So the needle bar, what I have done, what I found works for me, is I just unthread the needle. The needle threads left to right on this machine. And so I'll show you how you're supposed to thread it here. I've already got it threaded mostly, so you can kind of just see. And what you want to do is you bring your thread over on here, through here. Then you come down around the tension here. And then you come up right through here with this little bar. You go up through the back, right? Like that. So you thread it that direction, and then you bring it down. You pull it through this little part right here, and the thread just goes right in because there's actually a little gap right here. And then you bring it down. You put it through right here from right to left around this little thread guide. So these are thread guides. And then you take this and then you thread it left to right. It's not like your machines that you see nowadays that go front to back. So these ones are left to right. And then because there's a shuttle down under here, and my shuttle is actually in beautiful shape actually. And I have 2 bobbins with this machine that I got from the antique dealership. Guy that was selling it, and so yeah, and I got this machine while I was living in Germany, and you'll see my other videos where I actually will walk around the machine and show you all the decals and the letterings and the wordings and all the information on the model, and then my serial number and that sort of thing. And so, and there's a special engraving on this machine too. It looks like it was personalized for an individual at some point in time. And now I'm the proud owner of it. So there you have it. So right here, this section right here, this is the actual bobbin threader section. And so you're going to be using these barbell bobbins, okay? And you want to make sure that you use a bobbin and a shuttle that holds the bobbin that is designed specifically for your sewing machine, or they won't work properly. And you could actually damage your machines and your shuttles if you're not using the proper bobbins and shuttles for your machine and for the shuttles themselves. All right, so I'm putting my phone into my arm because I'm going to be using both of my hands, but I do want to show you what we're going to be doing here really quick before I do that. Okay, so with this machine, you can actually have two threads on your machine at once. This one right here, it's not for a twin needle. This is a single stitch machine. So there's only one little hole down here where the needle actually goes in to the machine. You see that little hole? That's what that's for. So when you see the two thread areas up here, don't think you're going to be doing any sewing with double needles. That's not going to be happening. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your thread from here and you're going to bring it over and you're going to bring it through this tension right here. And this is going to come over. Oops, I dropped it. This is going to come over and it's going to go behind this bar and through that little hole right there. And then I'm going to put my phone onto my little arm right here that's going to hold it in place, and so that you guys can see what we're going to do here. Now, before I do that, again, I do want to show you something here, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it very well because the lighting is really horrible, but I will try my best. All right, so I accidentally stopped the video, and I'm recording again. So right in here, there is a little, this little part right here, and I'm going to move it so you can see. There's that little, there's this little thing right here. You see that little dot? That is actually a little peg inside of the part for the bobbin winding. It's very important that you line up the hole on your bobbin and that hole, that peg. So that's what that's going to go into. So I'm going to show you what you do. And I've seen other people wind the thread onto the bobbins first, and then they stick this into the into that little hole in the peg, and the peg, yeah, the hole, putting the hole into the peg, and doing it that way, or tying the thread onto it. But I will actually show you the correct way that you're supposed to do this, because I just figured it out by watching an Asian gentleman, and he was only speaking in his language, and so it was really kind of difficult to understand what he was saying, but I could see what he was doing, so it made sense. All right, so now you can see that part right there. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to actually take your thread and you're going to put it in to the hole like that, bringing it out like that, okay? And it'll automatically wind onto the bobbin correctly, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna hold this in place, because I've got my bar, the little bar right there, and then the hole is right there on top. And you're gonna pull this out, and then you're gonna place that onto the hole. And if it's not quite lined up, that's okay. You'll get it there. It's actually lined up perfectly. And it's really like I'm tugging on this, and that's trapped pretty good. So I'm just going to cut it a little bit short, and I'm just hoping that this works, because sometimes it doesn't want to work quite properly, but I think it's going to be just fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to engage the bobbin, and by pulling up on this little lever here. And sometimes this I've noticed likes to pop down. And so if that happens, it's okay. I will just hold it up in place. But I was able to wind one full bobbin without it popping off. But sometimes it will. It's probably just something to do with the machine itself. Maybe there's a spring or something there. So you're going to start winding. It's just like if you're sewing. But like I said, I have the machine unthreaded, so it doesn't matter if the needle bar is going up and down. It's already started winding, and what it's going to do is this thread is going to go along back and forth, and these little bars right here and here are going to cause it to just bounce back and forth. Oh, see what I was saying? All right. So I'll just hold it up. that, and it's going to bounce back and go back across. And this will ensure that it winds up nice and even all the way across. It's going to be fairly even. It's not perfect. It's just like winding any other bobbin, you guys. And so, and here we go. It's just winding, winding, and winding. I do know that you can wind it too much. So you want to make sure that you don't fill your bobbin too full, or it won't fit into the shuttle and you'll have to remove some of the thread. So if you do overwind, don't worry about it. Just pull off enough thread until you can fit the bobbin into the bobbin shuttle. So not a big deal. But I'm going to be using white on my skirt that I'm making for myself. Oops, sorry about that. I'm making myself a strawberry fabric skirt, and I've had this fabric since, oh gosh, forever. It seems like at least 10 years, and I had originally got it to make little girls' dresses with. However, I really love it, and why should I use all my favorite fabric for making clothing for other people's little kids, right? So I decided I'm going to make myself a summer skirt, and that's what I'm doing. All right, so that's probably full enough. If I go too much fuller, then it's actually not going to fit into the shuttle. So I'm going to go ahead and disengage that part right there, and then I'm going to pull it off, and I'm going to trim, and then there's your bobbin. And there's other videos out there, but what I'll do is I'll show you really quick how you put it into your shuttle. So on this bobbin, you're gonna want the thread to be coming off. I'm gonna go ahead and trim this actually, so that the thread's coming out of that hole. I'm actually gonna trim it so it's right like that. You're going to have the thread come to the right like this, so around like that, and you're going to actually drop this into your shuttle like that, okay? And normally the hole is on top, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull my shuttle out, even though I already have it threaded. Oops, I already have it threaded. And you want to be very, very careful with your shuttles, because it's very important that you don't drop it or do anything. This part is called the shoe on the shuttle, and you want the point needs to be pointy, and you don't want to get any burrs on it. This shuttle is actually in excellent condition for the age of this sewing machine. It's gorgeous. And so anyways, so what you're going to do is you're going to make sure your thread's coming off to the right from around this direction. You're going to drop it into the shuttle like that, and then you're going to hold it, and there's a little side part on this PFAFF shuttle, and you're going to bring it down, straight down, and then you're going to bring it straight up, and then automatically goes right into here when you do that. So then it's ready to be put into the machine, and I will show you that. But I have to take there we go. So then you're going to put it in to the sewing machine like this, down in. I need to move the thing. There we go. And it's down in there now. But before you close it, you want to make sure that the thread is not in the way of any of that, closing this part right here. So you just kind of put it in there like that, make sure it's not pinching, and then you thread up here, and then it just pulls it right on through. And so that's pretty much it. Here's the green one. I actually overwound on this one, and I had too much thread on this one. and I actually had to remove a little bit of the thread, but it was really easy to do that until it fit into the shuttle. So it's not a big deal, you guys, if you overwind. It just won't fit into the shuttle itself. So you just have to make sure you just remove a little bit. So it's not a big deal. So pretty much that's how you wind a bobbin on this PFAFF K model sewing machine. And this is from the 1800s, you guys. I was doing some research, and it looks a lot like some of the other ones that were made in the beginning of the 1900s to about 1910, and but it's not. I was looking at the cases are different from the case that's on mine. Mine has an older case closer to the between 1889 to until about 1900 something, you know. So I noticed that the case is different, and my coffin case is over in the living room right now, so I won't show you that right now. I'll show that to you guys in another video. But yeah, it's very different. It has holes here for if you want to hook it up to a treadle machine and all of that too. There's another hole on the other side, and then there's a little part right in here where you can see, I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of dark, but there's a groove right there. There we go. There's a groove right here, right in here, that the, it's right in between, right there. There's a groove there for the belt. And so you can hook it up to a treadle machine if you really wanted to use it as a treadle sewing machine as well. So anyways, you guys, thanks so much for watching my video. Comment, like, and subscribe, and click the bell button to see more videos. And thank goodness this is not a treadle machine, because I won't be getting the, can you please show me your feet on the foot pedals? I don't get it. But anyways, yeah, I'm not sharing my hobbit feet with other people. Sorry, guys. Don't forget to click the bell button, you guys. And I will talk to you guys all later, and have a wonderful day or night wherever you are at. Bye.